All right, this is, and you are Under the Groove. Welcome to Under the Groove Podcast, everybody. I'm Bub, the host. I just want to jump in here right quick and drop a few gems and into this space. Let it be known that I want to be quite clear about my get down in terms of how this social media thing goes with me, in terms of my participation in it. I'm not with the reactionary shit. I'm not. I don't do none of that. I'm not interested in it. I see it as a detriment to the community. I don't care what community you're from or those individuals, who push this or promote this shit, advocate it. It's a detriment, period, point blank. And that's the concern of this conversation. I just checked out Kev Max piece, man, and I appreciate seeing it and hearing what he had to say. Like him and others, I've noticed how this social media game is being played, but it's more dangerous than that. See, a lot of people want to think that, and a lot of these hosts tend to speak about the bag. That's all that matters. That's all that matters to them. They're missing the point, though, in terms of what they're doing and how it affects the community, especially the youth in the community, as well as just regular citizens in the community. It creates this precedent where, war ensues as a result of the back and forth or the shit that social media puts out and spreads out to the community. It creates problems. I've been saying this for a long time. They're talking about these individuals who are going back and forth at this with this whatever it is they're in, right? They're not the first ones, though. They're not the first ones, and there's a big hoopla about it. Wait a minute, man. This is the same playbook. You can go back, man. Adam 12, No Jumper, and all that, the Lad TV, and all these individuals who've gotten up and said things they shouldn't have been saying about whatever their experiences was, what they got, what they do, what they carry, who said this, who said it created this big mess. I've been saying for 2 years, hey, man, that ain't the space, only because I recognize that, hey, as a result of this shit, somebody can be hurt or lose their liberty and or life. Now, whether or not these are skits these brothers are doing or not, that doesn't matter. What we should be focusing on, man, is how it affects, skit or not, those in the community. A lot of these people, man, these children, these youngsters, our young ones, they see this shit, they take it and they run with it. And as a result, we have conflict created because of it. Under the Groove of Law has always said, hey, man, this ain't the space we want to be in. And we've been real keen about that. We've kept ourselves from that space. We'll continue to do that. So what I'm talking about, it concerns what I talk about, the community, and not just Hoover. All of the communities, wherever we are as Black people, it affects each and every one of us. No doubt about that. We're the only ones in this society that go at each other the way we do. And yet we have nothing. Yeah, we get a few who might get some crumbs. And I still address that as that. That bag they talk about, those are crumbs. And not only that, but it's not earned in such a way where you can uplift other brothers and sisters into that same get down where they're getting paid like that. It seems to be a selfish space. It's a space that's created where, if you got one individual and he's still sitting up high, standing tall, someone comes along and kicks the stilts from under them. They grab the stilts and now they're standing up. Guess what? There's a line of individuals waiting to kick the stilts out for me, their brothers, just so that they can stand on the stilts. The result is brothers fall. Some fall to federal prison or jail, and some fall, And it's as though no one even cares that, okay, everyone's going to get a turn who wants to stand on these stilts. They're going to get kicked from under you. It's like these dudes can't perceive that, you can't comprehend that that's the way this game is lined up and is played. There's no permanence, on them stilts, especially if they're carrying on the way they are. We tend to pick those issues that we know are going to create dissension, that are going to be detrimental. that could be liberty, your liberty is at risk, or your life can be at risk. We picking this shit, man, as though, man, it's a game, and it's not a game. Most of us don't see that what we're doing or what we're dispensing or what's being dispensed to the people, man, is unhealthy. Of any other demographic, man, in the country, we ought to know unhealthy when we see it, when we smell it, when we hear it. We tend to turn the blind eye to it as though, man, this unhealthiness, it ain't going to kill me, it ain't going to hurt me, I'm untouchable. No, man, that's not the way it's designed to be. It's innocuous. It's going to get you. It's going to get you. I don't care where you're from, man. I don't care who you think you are. You didn't design this shit, man. You didn't create it, man. It was created and designed for you to get in it, man, and cause failure amongst not just yourself, but your community, amongst your people. Create problems in your community with your people, and eventually with yourself. No one's going to get unscathed, man, in that space, man. Everybody's going to become a victim. Every one of you guys that's in that space will be attacked. And some of you, though, are so headstrong that if you're attacked, you can, hey, I got to go to the next level. Now tell me where it's worth it. Tell me where that's worth it. Knowing what we know. Most of you guys, man, you have the experience. You've been in the streets. You've been to prison. You know what I mean? You know. There's no win-win in this shit. And not only that, the messages you guys, you flush out to the people, man, again, they're detrimental. You're setting our brothers and sisters up for failure. Haven't you had enough failure in your life to know better than to want to pass it on to somebody else? That's what's bad about this shit. That's what makes this bad. We have brothers acting as though this is nothing. That a black life is nothing, man. It ain't worth trying to do what's right for a black life or for the community you come from. Yeah, a lot of guys, they get real political with how they choose in terms of content, how they put it out, who they choose to put out, and shit of that nature. We see that all the time, you know. Well, I'm not a big fan. I don't watch, that side of social media, I have loved ones that'll send me clips. Say, man, check this one out, and within the first 30 seconds, I already know this ain't something I want to fuck with. So I push, I don't mess with it. Got loved ones in this space. They choose to go the route their own. Okay, I've talked with them. But the shit, they're their own mans. They're their own man. It's beyond me to tell somebody what to do, especially when these are grown men who's supposed to know better. Not that they better know better, but they're supposed to know better. These are men with families, children, and or grandchildren coming up in these same societies, these same communities, the same environment they're dumping this crap in. You don't see the detriment in that, man. You creating content that's detrimental to people in a community you come from or surrounding communities that others may come from who look just like you. Not only that, but your family are also in these communities. And yet this is what you do. This is the type of content you produce. And again, you do it, like Kid Max said, let's be quite honest, for the bag. And you hear this. We hear it all the time. Hey, content, free game. Everything is content. Selling out is content. No integrity is content. Moral is, ideologies, man, and actions, behavior is content. If it get numbers, man, then it's okay. I don't care about nothing else. Unprincipled individuals. I've said this before. People show you who they are, man. You got to believe them. You have to trust that that's who they are. And if they'll do this type of shit, some of these guys were friends. We're okay with each other. Next thing you know, Again, whether it's a skit or not, why would you stoop to that level? For what reason? The bag? Come on, man. You got to have more morals than that. So we're dealing with a situation now, man, where the damn country, the world, is coming apart at the seams. And this is what we're still doing. Our people are fighting other demographics based upon the disrespect and the murdering of our people. And yet this is what we continue to do. Then we get a hair up our asses when another demographic want to use the N-word that y'all so readily use, no matter who you're talking to. You could be talking to your Jesus or your God, and you're going to address that Jesus or God at the end. You be using the N-word on them. That's how messed up this stuff is, man. But the world is so messed up, man, that, we can't even see how messed up it is because we've been bombarded and just so much shit has been piled up on us, man, that we don't want to see what's really happening. We're cool with the status quo. We've decided, a lot of us, to, hey, man, turn the blind eye to this. Get the bag. Don't worry about nothing else. One of these same individuals, that's all you hear them say, get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. I don't care what nothing, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care about nothing but what the check say. However that go, right? I always thought that was so dismissive of what the people are really up against. But then I learned that, man, these dudes have no concern for the communities, man, they talk about, they come from. They really don't. Very little for themselves, if you think about it. See, it takes an individual to not love him or herself to be this way. And if an individual does not love him or herself, there's nowhere on this green earth that individual is going to be able to love you or yours. There's no concern, no respect, no consideration for you, none. If it ain't about the bag, then you matter none. This is the problem. We got outside demographics, people that aren't from our communities, telling us, man, without them, we'll die. And rather than us or you guys going on your platforms, your channels, and saying, hey, you know what? That's the wrong thing to say. Here's why. And as a result of them saying that, this is what we need to be doing, Black people. I've already offered that challenge to all those stations. Go a day producing content where we're talking positivity, we're talking peace, love, and unity amongst people. We're speaking about identity, who we really are, what we're capable of. No one's taking that challenge. No one. The content remains the same with all these channels. This is a detriment to us. The fact that none of you guys are willing to talk about something that's uplifting, that's prosperous, that's unifying, for the people. That would include yourself and your families. You guys rather do that, what you're doing, than that, what I just mentioned. You can't even see that doing the right thing, actually, there's a bag in it. There's a lot of wealth in that, actually. But most of y'all are caught up on the paper wealth of the aspect. You're not worried about that. You're not worried about just being healthy, being rich in conduct, behavior, character, integrity, principle, being moral. Dudes you lack that bone. You don't have that, And again, I'm not here to bash nobody. I can talk a gang of crap, but what does that serve? I'm trying to appeal to you guys. I don't care whether or not this thing get 5 hits or 10. It don't matter. I remain the same individual, man. I don't look for it like that. What I'm looking for is unifying the people. I'm looking to see the people come together. I'm looking to see this gang shit in amongst us, whether it be Hoovers, neighborhoods, Crips, Bloods, Pyrus. Don't make me no difference. All of us, knock it off. There's a lot. There is so much more we can have individually or collectively if we just stop with the bullshit. Again, the more we partake in this bullshit, the more other people People on the outside see it and be like, shit, I'm finna do that to them too. They do it to each other, you know. Oh, I'm gonna shoot their children, you know. I'm abused, battered physically, the elderly, the mothers and fathers, cuss out their kids. Ain't none of y'all addressing this shit. None of y'all are addressing this shit. The Mexicans can get on and say with the, and none of y'all will address this shit. And I don't mean that back and forth shit, but address it in such a way where what we do now becomes, the example for those, especially from our community, to parrot, to mimic, to copy. We're not setting precedents, man. We're not setting examples for those who are coming up behind us. What we're doing is we're setting examples for others on the outside looking in, showing them that we don't love ourselves. We don't respect each other. We don't know how to communicate with one another. And so guess what? That's how they respond to us. No love, no respect, no communication. To a lot of them, we aren't worth talking to. Just give me your money and get the fuck out my store. You know? To a lot of them, they can talk sideways to a lot of y'all and you'll still come back and give that individual, that segment, that demographic, you'll continue to give them your money. You'll continue to frequent their establishment, being disrespected. As soon as a brother say something that you might think is half-assed out of line, you'd have pulled out your tool, or there's a melee, or you're recording it. But you're not recording how these Asians treat us, how these Mexicans treat us. You don't see none of that. This is bad work, man. This is bad work. Shit been talked about on this channel. Nothing new about what I'm saying right now on this channel. I've said it before on this channel many times before. Yeah, a lot of y'all ain't got the memo. That's fine. But like I said, mark my words, for those of you who participate in the shit that y'all in, your number coming up. Every one of y'all in that space is going to get a turn. Trust that, because that's just the way it works. What you working on, the space you in, is fire. Ain't no good coming from that. There's no good in that. But again, let you tell it, the good is the bad. But you're left moralless, in principle, no integrity. That's what's bad business, man. What you're doing is not good business. Your brother's supposed to be doing something, man, that's going to help those who are coming up behind you. You want to set up something for them, in this society that's going to help them. Because as long as we're not empowered, this society will continue to invent, create, and put before us ways that will continue to keep us downtrodden, to keep us asking and begging, dependent on them. How does this not concern y'all, man? How is it not a concern to y'all, man, to have this content, that type of content on your channels, where you're talking about what Trump's plans are? Half y'all don't even know. Not interested in that. You're interested in street politics, shit that don't mean nothing. Every one of y'all got a turn coming. Every one of y'all got a turn coming. Sad part about it is some of y'all not going to get a second chance. And those of you who do, you go right back to doing what you did. Nothing's changed with you. You stick to what you know because it's comfortable, it's convenient. But it's a disservice, man, to the people, to your families, to yourself. Your brothers got to wake up, man. You have to wake up, man. The world is changing, and it's not for the better where we're concerned. Everyone is against us because they see we're against ourselves. We're making easy work for our enemies, and trust and know they're all our enemies. Anytime you have a people that speak bad about you and your people, disrespect your people, willing to kill your people at the sign of a water bottle being stolen, that means it's all bad, man. That means people are mounting up against us. They're looking for an opening. And the way we carrying on, man, we got all kind of gaps in our shit. They got easy, open inroads into our communities, into our culture, you know, into our minds. And we allowing this shit. Bad business, y'all. Like I said, man, you brothers, man, y'all ain't figured it out, man. For every month y'all stay in that space, that's a month closer, a day closer, a week closer, you come to being in conflict with another content creator. You know, and again, whether it's for skits, or if it's about skit or serious, it's a disservice, man, to the people who may be watching your content, which is trash, man. Does nothing for the people. When are y'all gonna do something for the people? Most of y'all done much harm, more harm than you're letting on to your community, to your people. At what point do you start to help the community to heal? At what point, man? So I want to also send out there, man, this, I want to say that we would like to, there's talk being discussed. We're having talks again about trying to establish another gathering where we could just have conversations with one another. We can learn to talk and communicate with one another. It's one of our problems. We don't know how to communicate. The only way we communicate is, the only way we know how to communicate is either through anger or aggression. We're not critical thinkers. We act like we don't know how to think critically. And it shows. Our behavior just is out there. It's unruly. Everything is about a cell phone in somebody's face or somebody's business, with somebody's name coming out your mouth. But y'all learn this shit from? Who told y'all that was cool? Sad part is y'all talk that shit about being to the joint, playing by the rules, and you forget that quick. The rules haven't changed, and some are actually good rules to have, good policies. It's like you dudes can't create unless it's messy. That's what's sad about that shit, man. So again, we want to sit down, man. I would like to start tapping in with Kev Mack again. Brother's all the way in Nevada, so I heard what he said. You need nobody help him come down here. Had I known, I would have invited him. Hey, man, you need a place to stay. You got him a place to stay, man. I wasn't the wiser. But there are individuals, man, who are willing to put forth their time. And in some respects, their resources, they're willing to apply themselves to this cause. This is the only thing that should matter, man. Us getting our communities together, getting us together so that our communities can be together. That's the cause, man. All this other shit, I'm telling y'all, man, it's for naught. It's for nothing. This gang shit is for nothing. It's for nothing. It was for nothing when I was doing it. It's for nothing now. That hasn't changed. So hopefully we can come together and we can get some serious brothers to come together with us, man, and start having these conversations and involve in these conversations as they develop the younger generation. We do this thing right, we can help our people. That should be the objective, man, not the bad. That should be the objective, all right? I don't like taking up nobody's time talking about shit like this of this caliber, man, because like I said, that's not my space, not the space I like to be in, But what I talk about is what I'm talking about now. I don't go in on individuals, man. I stay away from that for the most part. I do. But look, we need to get it together. We need to get it together. Some of you same brothers who with the buffoonery and all that shit, man, talking about everybody's business, who's snitching, who this, that. I mean, try something different, man. I know you're scared about the numbers. I know that that's that fear, like, oh, I ain't gonna get the numbers. If I don't get the numbers, I don't get the bag. But what about getting this man message out to the people that man, we're all we have, and we have an opportunity to get it together. If we pay attention, see what's happening in the world, hey man, we can do what we need to do while all this funny shit is going on. But as long as we're partaking in this funny shit, shit gonna get worse for us before it get better. It's gonna get worse before it get better. So yeah, I'm gonna send that shout out to man, those individuals, man. Kev Mac, I'm gonna give you a call, man. Hopefully you see this, man. It doesn't matter. I'll call you anyway, man. Big H, man, out of Harlem, a few other individuals. It's time. It's time to bring this thing back around, man. And this time, let's put our foot on the pedal. Let's make it happen. Taco, I'm gonna give you a call as well, man. Hopefully you brothers have time, and let's see if we can come up with some resolution. Excuse me. See if we can come up with a date so that we can sit down and start having these dialogues, these conversations that we sorely need in our community amongst each other. All right. That being said, hey man, take care of yourselves and each other. All right. Peace out, man. One love. And power's in the people, man. Y'all gotta know that. Peace.